From the moment she first drew breath, Tessa Shanae Dottoli has been close to death. She was born addicted to heroin. For the first 8 days of her life, she was in withdrawal.
Her liver was 97% dead. She had no systemic system, no gallbladder.
Annie and Dennis Dottoli took Shanae from hospital to their New England home. They were foster parents.
I remember all the kids, we had about 13 at the time, and I was like, you know, love her to pieces, but don't fall in love with her. She's not staying.
Shanae's diseased liver was killing her. Doctors operated, but they weren't hopeful.
Well, they prepared us to get her stable and to bring her home, to just keep her comfortable and to die.
But Shanae overcame the odds. She celebrated not just her first birthday, but to everyone's surprise, Shanae made it to double figures. Then, disaster. While Annie and Dennis were taking a rare Valentine's holiday, Shanae's school principal called. Shanae had collapsed and fallen.
I said, is she all right? And he said, she's been unconscious for 7 minutes. Please get here as fast as you can. The ambulance is on its way.
This time, Shanae lived, but a second brush with death wasn't far away. Shanae collapsed again. This time, she fell down the stairs. The bruising was horrific. Then it happened again. While out walking, Shanae collapsed.
And when I got to her and I turned her over, and there was nothing.
Annie tried to resuscitate her daughter. Again, Shanae survived. But finally, the reason for her collapses would become clear. Shanae's heart had been under too much strain for too long. She was now suffering from pulmonary hypertension. It turns the cardiac system into a time bomb. Blood pressure in the artery that leads from the heart to the lungs skyrockets. Lungs can't supply blood with enough oxygen. The overworked right chamber of the heart becomes bloated and primed to explode. Shanae was now too ill for a liver transplant. Desperate, the Dottolis found the one hospital that could treat her. With 6 kids, they moved right across the country, from New England to California. San Diego Children's Hospital would put her on the transplant list if her pulmonary hypertension could be relieved. For 6 months, she was on constant experimental medicine. The blood vessels in her heart and lungs began to relax.
Hello?
Then, the call that would change the Dottoli family's life.
Are you kidding? How long
A compatible donor liver had become available.
Okay.
Shanae was rushed into pre-surgery. Annie had now joined Shanae and Dennis. Dr. Canna decided to risk the operation.
It could take any time between 6 hours to 8 or 10 hours, depending on how the liver the transplant goes. We were well prepared. We talked to the family, we talked to her. We knew that this was going to be a very dangerous operation, but we knew also that we didn't have a choice.
The operation proceeded well into the night. Would Shanae's blood pressure remain stable?
Patients who have what Shanae had, they can have an acute cardiac failure or acute cardiac arrest. It's very dangerous, an operation in itself, liver transplantation, but when you add to it the problems related to the heart, it makes the operation more dangerous.
Eventually, the old liver was removed and replaced with a new one. 11 hours later, Annie and Dennis dozed in the waiting room. Dr. Canna woke them up.
He came and, touched our shoulders and said, it was perfect, absolutely perfect. And she looks wonderful.
Shanae's recovery was nothing short of astonishing. Within months, she was doing what other 12-year-olds do. Shanae was never expected to survive her first few days of life. Now, she's right up there with everything her family does. The family that gave everything for their adopted daughter. It's been a long journey, A journey of sacrifice, of love, and more than one medical miracle.
They took a chance that you could only hope for. It was like, your wish coming true.